What I tell you guys, big fight for Darren Till, right? He's at a crossroads in his life. I said if he loses one, it gets dicey, and it is going to get dicey. Now, did I bet a lot of money on Derek Brunson? I did. I didn't like the matchup for Till. I didn't like the pressure that was on Till. I felt like his entire career was riding on this fight. He didn't look like his normal self. I think Bisping commented that he had a torn, was it ACL or some shit? So going to camp, so that's not fun. You know, fighting a guy like Derek Brunson, you don't have both legs at full function. I know Till has had some issues with me, and God, I can't figure out why. But I bet you guys are tuning in to see if I'm going to shit on the guy or pile on him. I'm not. I like Till. You know, I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for the guy. I know how much pressure and what's riding on him, and it's just a shame, man. The guy has a lot of talent, and it's just you can feel it slipping away from him. You know, and I think the narrative on this is, oh, poor Till, but it's also Derek Brunson's a monster, man. You look at the streak that he's been on, and he set himself up for a title shot at this point. I know Izzy doesn't want to entertain it, but it's kind of undeniable. You know, you look at his last loss, which was in 2018, 3 years ago. Since then, he's been on a freaking tear, man. He's won, what, 5 in a row? Mm-hmm. Won 5 out of last 7? Okay, that ain't bad, dude. That ain't bad at all. You look at the lay of the land at middleweight. I mean, you know what? Depending on what happens to Whitaker and Izzy, man, he could definitely be there. He should definitely be an alternative if somebody misses weight or gets injured or something like that. And also with his COVID protocols in New Zealand and Australia, I mean, I would like to see that fight. You're telling me that Derek Brunson hasn't gotten better since last time they fought? It'd be interesting to see, especially after we saw, you know, I know the narrative is Izzy's grappling's not great after seeing him against Jan. Dude, I just think Jan was too big. I think Izzy does have great takedown defense. I think, you know, it was a poor performance as far as the ground goes, but when you got a guy who's 230, 40 pounds on top of you, it's tough. Size does matter, man. So I think Izzy does have a good, you know, takedown defense and ground game. I think we would see it with Derek Brunson. And I like that matchup, man. I like that matchup. We've seen the Robert Whitaker one, right? And I love Robert Whitaker, but if that's going to be a long time, put in Brunson, man. He's earned it. Back to Till. What do you do if you're Till? What do you do if you're Till? Middleweight doesn't seem like it's for him. You know, we talk about guys, you know, cutting weight and, you know, the lack of nutrients and, you know, the lack of fluid around the brain, they get knocked out easier. But then there's also an advantage to being the bigger guy. And so I think for Till, he has to go back. He's probably home right now, surrounded by his family. I think he has to kind of sit back and go, all right, what could I do to get to the next level? Because he's not at the level of these guys that he's fighting. He's just not. He has the potential, but he's just, there's something he's missing a component there. Is it mental? I don't know if we'll ever find it then if it's mental. I don't know if it's that. It looked like on the ground he could have done some different stuff. So if I'm Till, I'm looking at myself like, okay, middleweight it was an experiment. It's been a disaster. Even though, you know, his only real win was a split decision over Gaslam. Some people thought Gaslam would have won that. Gaslam hasn't been exactly a world beater at middleweight either. So, all right, maybe middleweight's not for him. So if we're going to go back to welterweight, which Bisping suggested, he has missed weight there. You're probably going to need to get a new nutritionist, a new coach to cut weight. So you can put your best foot forward. I would. There's something about starting new with a fresh team. I'm not saying ditch all your old team who got you to where you're at, but something there's not working. It's just not. You can say it is, but the record would prove otherwise. You know, grappling and wrestling's never been a focus in the camps that you're in, especially in that area of the world, right? I'm not saying anything. It's not a knock on England or anything like that, but they're not known for their wrestling and grappling. You have Hodger Grace, who has academy there, you know, which is probably the best in the world. But as far as like the focus on wrestling and grappling, it's just not there. So maybe take a trip out to AK, you know, for a year, 6 months, and work with DC and the rest of the monsters over there. I'm sure Josh Thompson would welcome you with open arms. You know, there's different, you know, Dagestan's right. Just take a fucking plane over there, dude. It's gonna be a shit time, but if you're willing to do what it takes to be the best, you'd have to switch camps and really work on the grappling and stuff like that. Because in order to get to a guy like Izzy, you have to walk through fucking hell like he did. And you got to be able to have the takedown defense and the whereabouts on the ground to at least survive and get back to your feet so you can knock a guy out, because your strength is your striking. And Izzy's walked through that fire with flying colors. So I think for him, it's going to be, how bad do you want it? Now, I know he posted a picture of Michael Bisping and Charles Oliveira, and there's something motivational about it. I think we're all rooting for Darren Till in here, and I think the world's rooting for Darren Till. But when you lose, was it 5 out of 6, 4 out of 5, or some shit like that? I don't think Bisping ever lost 4 out of 5. I don't think Charles Oliveira did. So yeah, 4 out of 5. But what a story it would be if you could pull it off, man. And we're rooting for you here. But I think you just got to make some changes. You just got to, man. You just got to. So obviously Darren Till will be the headlines for this weekend, because he is a polarizing figure. He talks a lot of shit, trolls online. That stuff's not fun when you're not winning, dude. No one wants to see it. I want to see you in the gym. I want to see you getting better. I want to see you at a different camp, focus on wrestling, grappling, and I want to see you get that belt. I really do. I hope it works out for you, man. I really, really do. I hope it works out. The UFC sure could use a guy like you, man, but you got to win.